This is the songbird, nature. So look, behold. Look. Yeah, look at that. It was just a little stubble. And I wasn't even sure if it was real. But I was definitely sure that God, the Father, always rebirths everything. And those, I'm not sure if that's going to sprout out. And I'm not going to bother it. But as you can see, look, wide open and happy. Look at that. Isn't that nice? And yes, as you can see, the dead leaves are still in the plant. Now, I didn't break these because they were still too half alive, and I wouldn't want, they do feel pain, okay, just like you do. All right, I don't use anything metal like scissors or anything to clip, okay, because, you know, like I said, they proved it that they feel, okay, so that's, I'm not going to do. I'm never doing that, and I never did before. I found out that they proved that they can feel things. Look at that, he just curled up just as we're speaking while I'm talking. That makes it true, you know. Talk to them like they're real, because they are. They're alive. For God's sakes, they're not decoration. You know, some people take those out because it's not nice for decoration, right? But it's good for the plant. It's good for its dirt. It came from him. He can reabsorb it. He needs it. It's nutrition. It's food. So why would you take it out and throw it away? Okay? Why would you throw it away? Okay, so if somebody cut off one of your toes, okay, you would say, oh, they're going to throw it away. If they pull out your teeth, some people do throw out. I don't even know why I'm going there. I should be quiet a little bit, but I can't. So here's the thing. Every time I got a tooth pulled, which was every time I got pregnant, the baby stole all my calcium, and it would take from my teeth, and of course that's, you know, my legs, my arms, my bones, right? The babies I had. Every time, and I'm saying that because I knew a lot of girls that were pregnant. They didn't have to go get a tooth pulled every time they were pregnant, but I did. Okay, so anyhow, those teeth were healthy, by the way. They just had pinholes in them. When you take them out, you look at them, be like, this is a nice, strong, where's the hole? You can't even see the hole. Pinhole. So, which basically I just couldn't take the pain anymore because, you know, the little pinhole went straight to the root, and there was no root canal problem, nothing. This ain't about teeth. What it's about is that every time I lost a tooth, I put it in I had this little thing that I kept. It was a little tiki jar, like a cup. It was a cup. Yeah, I had bought 4. I remember now. It was 4 different colors, earth colors. I said earth colors, not sky colors, earth colors, not people's favorite colors. Earth colors, you know, the color of the dirt, the color of the trees, the grass. Earth colors, the color of the dead leaves. Okay, so I had a tiki cup about the color of that, what's on here, that it's not really brown, but whatever. And I put my teeth in it every time, and I carried those teeth. I'm sure my kids didn't even know about it unless they just went looking through my stuff. Okay, I kept my teeth, I mean, for years. I moved. My kids were grown. These are teeth I lost because of them, and I kept them. Okay, maybe I lost after that. After the other ones that were affected, it took until they were grown for me to get 11 teeth removed in between. 11. That's including the 4. You know, 4 babies, 4 pregnancies, whatever. Anyway, full term. Anyway, So I had them all, carrying them around with me. They were perfect teeth too. Like I said, just little pinholes. Somebody robbed my house once. I had these teeth all the way into the 2000s. Yes. So what I'm saying is the same about these leaves are giving him nutrition. Okay, and keeping him warm too. They're his own. But my teeth weren't giving me nutrition or keeping me warm, but they were mine. I'm not leaving body parts everywhere, including teeth. Those are my teeth. I wasn't going to let the dentist have my teeth. They give you your teeth. I mean, if you went to the dentist and left your teeth, that is on you. That came out of me. People have thoughts. They have visions. They have hatred and love. Either way, other people are handling my stuff. Nobody's touching my stuff, especially something that came out of me. And then, things happen. And then when I say that, people say, well, God is, and these are people that be doing all kind of bad. I don't want to get into it. Okay, yeah, God is doing that, is protecting you, but it's not about just that. God didn't say, okay, go ahead and cross the street while the cars are going. I crossed the street with a red light and still got killed. Okay? You're not supposed to jump off the mountain because you know God will save you. That's not the same. So you're not supposed to give away your body parts. Just leave them there. You don't know. Just because God is protecting you, don't leave it. Don't take chances. Why would you take chances? Then you wonder why certain things are happening. Some of it is from who's touching your body parts you're leaving behind. Yeah, teeth are body parts. I'm not leaving none of my stuff behind. My grandma taught me that. My grandma taught me that when I was 14. She told me that she found out she had cancer when she was a certain age, too young. And then they took a body part from her, and she never went back. And she lived 45 years after that. 44 or 45 years after they took one body part. She was not, she said, I'm not going down with this part missing, that part missing, another part or not. No. And that, I can't say it like she said it, but it glued to my soul. I'm not leaving body parts around. And she was serious about her teeth. She had her teeth. She told me that when she was very young, I'm talking younger than, like a trend or fashion trend kind of thing happened with gold. And she had a gold moon on her front teeth, her real one. And she had got that implanted inside. I don't know how you say it, but she got that embedded into her teeth. And a gold moon because she had one and kept winning dances at a place called the Blue Moon when she went dancing. See, here's the thing about if you meet your grandma when you're a teenager, if you never knew her when you was little and grew up with them, then it's not the same. Grandma, mother, father, whoever. Or sister and brothers, when you don't grow up with them, it's not the same. They'll tell you things, but it's not like if you just met them and you're already tall as them and you already know a lot, but of course you don't know much of nothing when you're a teenager. You think you do. Okay, yeah, that's because I was smart with books. But either way, And I know how to be responsible, but that's it. So she taught me things. She showed me her teeth. She had them hidden in a little container. Not fake teeth. I'm talking about real ones. And then when she got her fake teeth out, she said to me, I wasn't going to keep going back getting one tooth out at a time. So I told him, take them all out. Nothing was wrong with them. Take them all out now. Give me my teeth. That was her reasoning. That's her business. That was what she did. She kept her old teeth. She did. And she made them put the moon in her false teeth from her real teeth. The moon that she had is a half a moon. It's gold. Yep. She told me that. All right. Now, I never looked in her, stared in her mouth to see it or anything when she had her teeth in. I wasn't trying to, whatever. I don't know if she got another set after that. I don't know. Because I don't stare in people's mouth like that. But either way, I listened to what her story she told me. I was 14. So it was like, because I met her like as a halfway, I was just a preteen. Let me shut up. But I'm growner than, my grandma raised me. So we became friends. We were friends, not, this is grandma. Yeah, that's like, I can't explain it. You're a stranger, I'm a stranger. Hello. It's not, this is grandma. That's not the same feeling. Like when you grow up with them. It's not a lesser feeling. It's just not the same. It's not lesser. Because she loved me. She just loved me so good, when nobody, she just loved me. Just in vibration alone, I felt the vibe. I don't know. But we became great friends. I felt that from her. She didn't have company as much, other than family events, whatever. Neither one of my grandmothers did that. They didn't have their girlfriends coming over sitting around and all that. It's not because they were old. My grandmother was 47 years old, one of them. The other one was just turned 62. They weren't too old. And old people have, whatever, that's a whole different subject. But my clairvoyancy knows. And somebody, as soon as I said that, some young people, they were old. And no, that's not what's going on. And when I say something, it's not for every single person. If it's not you, then you know it's not you. You don't need to respond. Okay? Yeah. So basically, we were great friends. And so she just was more comfortable, with me. And plus, because she knew I was a granddaughter, that's not the same as feeling it. That's not about that. It's about what she taught me. I'm keeping all my body parts. Now somebody wants to call me back for a reading, but I'm busy with this film. I was supposed to go sing tonight. I thought I was. But they changed it to every second and fourth Wednesday for this starving artist. They started it because of me and for me. They didn't have anything like that going on until I called them and asked them to start doing it. And I haven't been able to make it there. And when I did make it there, it's either a Tuesday and it's too early, or it's Thursday, or it's Wednesday and it was the wrong Wednesday. And, because my schedule is just, for the survival mode thing that I'm trying to finish. I'm actually doing it. I'm not trying to do it. Let's get those words right. That I'm achieving every day slowly. I guess God is on time. It's too slow for me, but God knows. But anyhow, keep those leaves in there. When the leaves drop off, don't throw them away. And as you can see, I have a cup here. Because, see that cup? What I do is I put the water in the cup. I don't put the water on top of him because he might get root rot. I don't want him to get root rot, okay? He almost was turned to petrified wood when I first went to get him. When I brought him here, I had to peel some of that back. Now, my father, he had an ex that has twin sisters of mine. But anyhow, she had taught me long before she had my twin sisters that to peel off the dead stuff because it was stealing from the plant. And I didn't want to hear what she was saying. I just didn't want to be bothered with her like that. For her, nobody, don't tell me nothing. First of all, she was only a few years older than me, so I definitely wasn't going to try to hear her. Because we're like almost the same age. Why would I listen to you? And I was like 21 at that time. She was like 24. I'm like, no, I'm not listening to nothing you got to say. You can't teach me anything. We're still, we're on the same level. But we weren't because she had my father who is older. I don't want to think about that part. That's not what this is about. What it's about is that she was right. Because before I started, if I didn't peel back some of this here, he was going to turn into petrified wood. Now, those little stubbles right there were underneath the dead. Okay, showed you that before. That one looks like it's doing something, growing out or somehow. I believe it is. It looks like it is. It definitely is doing that slowly. Okay, but with all the dead stuff on top of it, it was getting too hard. The dead stuff, because it was bunched up like that. And I had to peel it down from all the way from up here. Otherwise, he wouldn't have been able to breathe. It wouldn't have been. I peeled it softly. I didn't force it, because if you have to force it, it's still alive, or it's just already too late or something. But it, as it peeled down with my hand, not like forced, like I said, and Amy's hugging him. He leaned over on him, and actually, when he started leaning over on him, the more he leans on him, the more he grows taller. And then he had got off of him for a minute. And look at that. He's bigger than him now. And he started second. It's like they're making love, but it's not. He's loving himself. Okay, so and then these are just air roots. I think new ones or something. I'm not sure what they are, but I'm not touching them or playing with them. And that right there is still kind of hard right there. But I don't want to see how it pulled on the... I'm not using no scissors. I'm not doing that. Because they feel pain, just like we do. They proved it with machines. I think that's a leaf coming up out of there. It's good. Anyway, so I put the water in the cup so he can, his roots... See, I will not put these roots down on nothing because... I had another plant, and he put his roots inside of the wall. Yes, in the wall. I went to move it one day. I had some tacks, he could... And his roots were inside the wall. Horrifying. Because that's plaster. It's not dirt. I would never imagine or dream that would happen, but it did. So... I'm not putting his roots on nothing that, because that's what they do. This is their life force down here. I'm not going to put that on something dirty. I'm not going to put it on the windowsill. I propped it up so that it could get air, like there's ridges in the windowsill, and I want to make sure he had air, so I prop it up so it's kind of like this, it's not, it's kind of sitting up. See those little grooves? And I make sure that the grooves are keeping him from actually touching the windowsill, because I don't want him absorbing anything like lead or whatever else the dust is bringing from the windowsill. And ain't nobody's dusting it every second or whatever. It just doesn't, because their roots come out. They're always reaching. So when I put the water in, when you put your water in the cup, his roots reach. His roots reach down and drink what he wants and leave the rest for later. Now, right now, he feels he was heavy this morning. He was heavy, literally heavy when I first fed him. He drank all that water. It wasn't a lot. It wasn't full. Let's get that. It was I'll say about 4 teaspoons of water in there. About 4 teaspoons. Not even. Not teaspoons, tablespoons. I just drizzled it down. I say, see, this got lines in this cup. See that first line at the bottom? That's where I had the water. And then fill it up, or halfway, or nothing like that. I'm not trying to drown him. My God, he'll drown. And I was kind of worried that he was going to drown from that at first, because I heard him. Like, damn, she's trying to drown me. But so I hurried up and I put him in the window. I lifted the window and put him in there with this, because it's hot. It was really hot this morning. It was so hot, it was suffocating. So that would hurry up and dry up some of that water really fast while he's drinking the water. He wouldn't drown. You know what I'm saying, right? Mm-hmm. Oh, look, he's still twisting. See? See that? And twist it again. Just while I'm just sitting here talking and moving him around. See? Keeps moving around, twisting a little bit. Because I'm moving him around and talking and keep, moving the light and stuff. And my energy and his energy is intertwined. Yes, I said it, intertwined. Intertwined. However you want to say it. We have entered each other's energy. Okay? And we are entangled together. Right? Yeah. But you do have another baby over here. Look at you. You just standing straight up and leaning back on him like that. You got more babies too? I'm going to leave you alone. We'll put you in there. The air conditioner's on in here. He's becoming unhappy with that air conditioner. Because then I fill his cup. Now you got hands. Your hands are warm with blood. You just put your hand on the pot. The pot is getting cold. Okay? So I'm taking him back over here and put him in the heat in the window where it's warm. Because the air conditioner in here is cooling off its pot. He don't like to be cold. That's a piece of garlic. Yep, you can see it. And I'm not pushing him down because then he'll steal from him. I'm just leaving him there so he won't die. He's on top of a leaf too. Because if I put him in the dirt, he's going to start making garlic up under his dirt. And as you can see, he doesn't even have enough dirt for himself. That's why. And I have some leaves drying from outside that were, well, they're drying naturally. Okay. From a very, I'm going to use it and put it around him. And then I'm going to have another little cup, a hotel cup, to put him in from with some dirt from outside, like where those mushrooms are growing. So that seems to be some good dirt right there. Maybe I'll get you a little bit of that because the mushrooms are growing pretty good over there. Maybe. Oh, there's something growing under there. I didn't see that. That's new. Oh, it's under there. What is that? What? I can't even see it. Only on the camera because the camera's magnified 10 times. Look at that. There's something growing right there. Now, let me leave it alone. I can't. Look at that. Something's growing right there. Yup. It sure is. Here it comes. Alrighty. You about to be a nice, big, pretty one. Oh, that's from the other dead ones. Yeah, he's about to turn into petrified wood. See that? How it's still kind of green right there? I won't pull that off. That will cause him some pain. He could feel that. But I did whatever is that I could get off without hurting him is laying in that dirt as it should be. Because that's his nutrition. He needs that. He needs that, right? You're not leaving with all your body parts. You don't want me throwing all your body parts around, huh? Throwing them in the trash. Why would I do that? That doesn't even, it doesn't make sense to me. I mean, make sense of it. Why is it in the trash? Oh, because it looks bad? This ain't no decoration. This is not a decoration. This is alive. It's alive. It's not here just to decorate, you know, and look cute. Like in the offices where they have all these beautiful plants, just shove them up on the wall and on the window, and just nobody looks at them anymore. I mean, like, what? Like, you could tell who's taking care of them and nobody's taking care of them. It's just horrifying to see. You know, when you go in a business place and the plant leaves are on the heater, it's because it's overgrown and nobody's pruning it or moving it away as it grows. I went in one hotel, the tree, the beautiful plant tree was so beautiful, and on one side it was just totally burned from the heater. They didn't care. What do they care? It's just decoration to them. They're making money. People coming in, you know, getting what they want. You know, they're making their money. They don't care. They didn't care about that plant. You know, it's just decoration for them, right? They need these glasses. These are magnifying glasses because the doctor said my eyes are perfect, but I don't use them that much because I don't try to use them because I don't want my eyes to get used to that shit. I don't want my eyes. They say my eyes are perfect. I really don't need to be doing that. But I maybe use them twice in 3 months for 5 seconds. Yeah. Keep those leaves in that dirt. Keep those leaves there. See that? Some of it. See, like, I just want it to get a little stronger first before I start picking on it again. But either way, it's all going to stay in here. Now, at the top, it's not wet because I don't want to drown it. Again, they drink it from in here. Now, this is dry. He drank that. What was in there? But it feels heavy at the bottom, but not, you know, fully. And like I said, he's getting cold. I'm going to take him back in here in the other room because it's warmer in there. Put him in the window. 71 degrees in here. He ain't liking it. Yeah, this cup is getting cold. I mean, this pot is his home. This pot is his home. He just needs more dirt. All right, so at this point, I'm repeating myself. Keep the plant's body parts in his pot, please. He needs his nutrition. Make sure don't peel it back too hard. Be careful. You're so happy, huh? Yeah? Yeah, and every time you touch them with love, they grow more. It's softly. It's growth. It's not no decoration. It's alive. It's alive. And why is it, they just, I have so many words that they're stuck in my mouth because it's as you notice, see, this is proof too. When you see a light on my face in my pictures and in my mouth, that's the days that God is putting words in my mouth. Good ones. And I don't have to struggle for words. You can tell. Today was not that day. Not right this moment. Right now, this is me. This is natural. That's why I'm searching for words. Searching. I gotta search for words. I came back to life with 50 words. I died with thousands of words in my vocabulary. Thousands. I have a friend named Linda, and she said, you used to read the encyclopedias for fun. You used to read the dictionary just for the fun of it. You was torturing those kids watching documentaries. I said that was not torture. And see, here's the problem right there. It's the grown-ups. It's the grown-ups that are corrupting the children. The grown-ups. Why would you call it torture? I was laughing about it when she first said it and I remembered that when I was like 30. And she was laughing. I was laughing on the phone about it. My kids were enjoying it because they were used to that. They were used to that from birth. But yeah, that's on you. It's on you what your kids is feeling and loving. It's on you what they're loving. It's on you what they're hating. Some of it, not all of it. Of course, some of it is their own thing, of course. We're not talking about that. You're talking about what the grown-ups are teaching the children. Like I tried to give this little boy a pear one time. He's dead now. He died early. He died early in life because his mother, when we were younger, I say, here, I got some fruits today. They're expensive. Here, I'll give you some for the kids. She was like, they ain't gonna eat it. They ain't gonna eat it because you told them they ain't gonna eat it. So that you already told them that from the beginning. So how can they have a chance to live a long life? You see, nobody wasn't thinking about that. Then people don't be thinking like that. I wasn't thinking at all. It just came out natural. Hello? Or they'll say to me, don't think like that. What? What? Whatever. That's on you and yours. God bless you and yours. Because mine, if we was hungry, we was hungry. But when I got food, I made sure there was fruits, vegetables, and meat. And yes, there was vegetables on your plate every day. I wish it wasn't just greens. Here's the thing. I really hate it. I don't want to say bad things. Okay, I'm just going to say the truth. It is the truth. Certain people, nationalities, they don't believe in feeding and making veggies, or they just think, oh, we'll just make these carrots and that's it. Nothing else ever. Or we're just making string beans. Nothing else ever. You just can't just do string beans forever. And then you're making macaroni and cheese, and which stops up your intestines. There we go. This is about body parts, whatever. And healthiness. And yeah, I was talking about how he eats, so I'm talking about how we eat, yep. And you're going to sit there and eat macaroni and cheese and meat and ribs and whatever you're eating. Chicken. Where are the vegetables? I ain't talking about no corn. You can't just have mixed vegetables. You can't just have mixed frozen vegetables and talking about I gave my kids vegetables. Because first of all, it's frozen and it ain't healthy no more. That's for emergencies. Frozen foods and canned goods was supposed to be for emergencies. It was made for emergencies. Like if there's a war, you're supposed to be stacked up on all of that. If there's a snowstorm, a hurricane coming next year, it doesn't matter when it's coming. People had their cellars full and they had their pantries full. Yeah, people lost track. It ain't because it's a new generation. It's the old generation that didn't teach them. What are you talking about? This is the new days. The new days ain't got nothing to do with when it's time to eat. And if you want to live a long time, what you need to eat. I don't care what day it is. It's a human body and it needs real nutrition. I don't care what year it is. That's never going to change. Some things, a friend of mine, a celebrity friend of mine told me not to ever say the word stupid. But guess what? That is stupid. I'm sorry. And I'm not sorry. I'm sorry if it hurts your feelings. I'm not sorry for saying it. It's just, I'm just getting all hot over here. I'm about to start sweating. My blood pressure's going up. For real? But I don't have high blood pressure, so I don't have to worry about that because I eat the right food. My blood pressure will regulate in 5 minutes like quick. You can't regulate your blood pressure if you're eating a pound of bacon, okay, and sausages and pork constant. You know what? I'm not a Muslim. This ain't got nothing to do with that. I like pork. But I ain't just going to be sitting up there eating all that pork without, where's the beef? Okay? Get the beef out more than the pork. And get that turkey out more than the beef and the pork. How about that? Okay? You can't just cook greens, collard greens, and be like, yeah, we eat our vegetables. First of all, that only does one thing. Well, it's a good, important thing. It goes to your bones. It adds calcium to your bones. But you ain't eating it every night. If you're only eating that on holidays, you killing yourself. You're supposed to be eating vegetables every day. I don't care if you're 5 years old or 59 or 69 or 99. It don't matter. You're supposed to be eating vegetables every day, and you're going to sit there, and then you teaching the young kids the wrong thing. It ain't, these kids today. I'm sick of people saying that. It ain't the kids today. It's the people that taught them. You taught them that. You, and you. You taught them to eat all that pork with no salad on the side to get it out of your intestines. It's poison. No, I ain't no Muslim. It is poison. It is poison. They ain't lying about it. It's poison. Yes, I eat it. You know when I eat it? Not every day, not every week, not every 2 weeks. I'll tell you what. When I eat pork, I do like my grandma showed me. You're supposed to soak it in vinegar for 2 days in that refrigerator. It's supposed to be cleaned very thoroughly first. Very, very. I saw her. She made me sit there, and I don't care, and I don't want to hear nobody's mouth, no other grandkids. I don't care. I was living there. I don't need no competition. Bullcrap. This ain't no competition. This is just, it's just an educational thing right here. Yes, I sound excited. Because I'm tired of I'm just sick of witnessing it. Witness in it. Okay, somebody shut me off right now. Whatever, that's fine. And it's your choice. And it's also, what? The choice to die early or live longer. I don't have to lie. When I fed my children, the ones that don't call me, what? But they still alive and walking around. And a whole bunch of children that were born at the same time as my children are dead. And their parents too. Why? Most of it is what you ate. And what you eating. What are you eating? Even if you think you ain't. We don't even, we have this immune system thing going on. So basically, that stills our appetite. We should be dead. But when we can eat, we eating the right food. I don't know what my kids are eating today. I'm not going to sit here and say I do. But I know what I fed them growing up. And I know what I ate when I was feeding them breast milk. There's so many mothers that refuse to give their kids breast milk. That's their business. But that gives them like 50 years of life straight up right there. Right there. That protects them from diseases for at least 2 decades. Check that out. Check that out. Hello. But it doesn't make any difference. I guess it does for some mothers that are young now that are pregnant or older that are pregnant. Like I said, you better be careful it doesn't matter what age you are. You better be careful because and don't now have one of them change of life babies unless you want it on purpose. unless your tubes are tied and cut and all of that. And even that doesn't matter because my husband made 2 kids after his baby mama had her tubes tied. Okay, so we already know that scenario. But that's young. But at older, after 50 and 60, it doesn't matter because you ain't got no period. You can get pregnant. Okay, well, I know I would definitely could get pregnant, but I'm not trying to be having no baby. And I know the education, and I know when the eggs drop. You can still feel them. It might not be every month of the year. Everybody, they all dried up. You keep believing that if you want. You keep believing that. There's always one or two sitting over there talking about, I'm ready to be born. What? To be 60 and pregnant. They had a 65-year-old woman on the news last summer. Every summer there's a 65-year-old woman on the news having a baby. Point blank, every summer, every year. I see it every year. Okay, back to and you know what? I'm sure she ate her veggies all the time. That woman is very healthy. Very healthy, because that ain't happening to nobody that's unhealthy anyway. Number one, it happens once in a while when you're unhealthy. A lot of times when you're unhealthy, God forgive. Them babies do not live long. Even if they grow up, they don't live a long life. I guess they could if they changed their eating habits. If they, again, the plant, keep the leaves in the plant for him, okay? And water them in a dish, either a flat dish. See, this is a cup. You can easily make a mistake